we need to enlarge the triangle by a scale factor of minus 1.5. So that means it's going to get 1.5 times bigger, but in the opposite direction. And the centre's 0. So let me mark the centre on. And I'm going to draw a line through each corner of the shape. And because it's a negative scale factor, I'm going to draw it all the way across the grid. That's going to be really important to draw all the way across when you've got a negative scale factor. Right, so let's look at this corner here first. So from the centre, that's 2 squares across and 1 square up. We're going to make that 1.5 times bigger, but in the opposite direction. So that's now going to be 3 squares across and 1.5 squares down, which will be here. Next, let's look at this point. That is currently 2 squares across and 4 squares up. So multiply that by 1.5. It's going to be 4 squares across, 3 squares across and 6 squares up, or down, because we're going in the opposite direction. So it's going to go down to here. So let me just repeat that. Here I've gone 2 squares to the right and 4 squares up. If I times that by 1.5, it's now going to be 3 squares and 6 squares, but in the opposite direction. So it's now gone 3 squares down, or 3 squares to the left and 6 squares down. And final corner, this corner here. At the moment, I can see that that is 4 squares across and 1 square up. I'll times that by 1.5, so it's now going to be 6 squares across and 1.5 squares down in the opposite direction. And now we can draw the rest of the triangle in.